Today's video, I want to talk about algebra a little bit. This is basically probably the first video. Then, if you're stepping into IGs, you should have learned about algebra before. But I'm just kind of thought I'll just make a video because a lot of the time, students, whenever I talk about math, and especially if I talk to year 7 and 8 students, they're like, "Why are we bringing in like the English alphabet into math? Can't we just stick with the numbers? Why are we bringing in X and Y's and A's and B's? Why are we bringing this in?" So I'm going to take you back a little while back when you were probably in, let's say, the primary school. You were maybe in year 4 or 5 or whatever, and your teacher would have had a book with some questions in there like this, and you had to fill in, oh, what's coming into this little magic box? And you would have said, well, what, 2, I don't know, 2 plus how much, blah, blah, blah. And eventually you'll figure out it's 8. Now, this little unknown block, or maybe they used triangles or, circles. Okay, well, that's a silly one. It's just plus 0. Let's make that a 4. So you'll be like, okay, well, this has to be a 3, and then it has to be a 1. Now, you can see that we're going to run out of shapes eventually. So what algebra does is, instead of us drawing shapes, is we kind of use like letters of the alphabet to show that there's another number that's going to be in that place. So instead of me having to draw a little box or drawing a little triangle or a circle, you can imagine my handwriting is bad, and then everyone's handwriting all over the world is kind of going to be different, and we're going to run out of shapes. So luckily for us, there's a lot of letters in the alphabet that we can use. So we would rather go the route, instead of writing 2 plus this magical box is equal to 10, we just put in a variable. And that variable just means, or letter of the alphabet just means it's a variable. It means it's something that can change. We don't know what it is at this time. So we have 2 plus magical number is 10. And just like you worked it out here being 8, it's going to be the same thing here. So that's the reason why we have these letters. They represent variables or unknown numbers, which means they can change. And that's kind of the reason why we have them. It's just because drawing these shapes are going to get annoying over time. You can imagine, obviously by now in IG, you should have seen something like a quadratic equation. So something like 2x squared plus x plus 5. Now imagine we didn't use variables. Imagine we used 2 squared plus square plus 5. Or if I worked with straight lines and it was y is mx plus c. Now these are all variables. Now, if you've never seen this before, this makes sense to us. When we write this, and later in the course you'll see, oh, this is the standard form for a straight line. But, I mean, imagine this. Like, I'm running out of shapes here. What would this be? Like oh my goodness. Like a little star, maybe? I don't know. So imagine seeing this and being like, oh yeah, I know. I mean, this looks like the play button on a PlayStation or something, right? Needed a star or something. But so variables helps us to just make the world make sense. But what they are is they're just magical boxes that are going to have any number put into them. So that's the reason why we're bringing English and the letters of the alphabet in, so that things look a little bit better and people all over would be able to understand this. For one, this makes a lot more sense than this. And with people's handwritings being different, it just makes sense. So that's kind of my reasoning behind we bring the alphabet in. And it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just new and it's just different. And we're just going to handle these boxes just like we handle any other number. So in the next couple of videos, this is just like a really basic introduction to algebra. We're going to look at like adding these types of numbers and multiplying them out and just seeing how we work with variables.